What's going on, guys? Odathi Gaming here, bringing you something a little bit different. So I'm going to start this series called Let's Talk DCUO. Basically, any updates that are coming into the game, I'm going to discuss. And today is the first video, and it's the new update, STATSMATTER, the whole stats revamp. And yeah, let's get into it. We're going to start with the thread that the developer posted on the forums, and I'm just going to read it word for word from the start. So here it goes. Hello, my name is Michael Mann, or Revamp if you prefer, lead system designer for DC Universe Online, and I am excited to share with you today news about the upcoming stats revamp. The whole team here is beyond thrilled to finally be bringing you these core changes. In short, we will be revamping stats, removing advanced mechanics and weapon mastery, enhancing superchargers, modifying power and power regeneration, removing power points, ending mid-range, preparing for the future. This post will serve as a high-level description of the revamp, and we will follow it up with additional, more detailed posts from the rest of the systems team as we work towards launch. Now that looks to be typed wrong, but anyway, we'll move on. Please sit back, grab some popcorn and enjoy. Oh, and please let us know what you think. So next up we have the stats revamp overview. The stats revamp has been a long time coming, and we have been feverishly at work on it for a long time. The main focus of the effort is to make your stats and skills determine your effectiveness in game. Thank God. Not your combat rate, which we also want to make sure that stats make sense and are clear. In the background, we did a substantial amount of work to make it so that the system could be more easily explained in the future. These are the core changes. We are removing combat rating differential. Removing combat rating differential is literally what makes stats matter. Combat rating itself will still exist to roughly signal where you are in strength, but it will have no direct impact on how you perform in combat. Your stats and your choices will determine how you actually perform. Now this here, I think, is a long time coming. The problem with combat rating differential was that it affected support roles more, really and truly, and benefited DPS a lot more, because when you're a tank and you go into a new raid, you're taking more damage as a tank when you've got a lower CR than them as that are hitting you. So you're going to be taking a lot more damage, and you're not going to be able to heal yourself if you're a fire tank like myself. So it's very hard to explain, but to me that's a good thing to happen, because combat rating differential, like, it was a stupid move in my opinion. So I'll move on. We are smoothing out how you gain stats over the course of your character's life. In a word, this smoothing means consistency from level 1 on, meaning your efforts to progress result in more even power growth. No more jumping forward in strength at certain combat ratings, and no more crawling forward at others. That means no more crawling forward from T4. In response, we are also adjusting how NPCs gain stats over the course of progression. Overall, they will feel a bit healthier. So it probably means that they're probably going to get the hands a bit more health. That's what I pick up from that. We are redistributing where stats come from. Items and bonuses currently offer a wide range of stat gain, from very negligible to very large. We will ensure that the stats from different places make sense and feel similarly rewarding. For example, mods take time to farm and maintain. We currently feel that they do not give enough reward for the effort it takes to get them, so you are increasing their power. So basically, the quick fixes aren't going to do it anymore in boosting your stats. The likes of the mods you collect the exo bits for and make exobytes, them mods are going to be king again, which is a good thing, because if you put the effort into getting them mods, you deserve to get the reward. We are also revamping stat related skill points. Currently, skill points that grant stats require you to master different weapons, going deep into trees and abilities you may not be interested in. That's confusing at best, so we are consolidating all stats into one skill tree and allowing you to access them early. We are also making the stats that you get from skill points scale up based on how many points you spend. More skill points, more stats, more fun. So basically, you know yourself, when you're going down your DPS tree, you're going in there and you're getting your critical attack chances and your critical attack damage to start with. But you have to pick every single weapon, go down that tree, get a couple of stats that you need, then progress. So basically they're taking going down the tree out of it. You won't have to go into the weapon slots to get your stats anymore. It's going to have its own menu in the UI. Pick up whatever stats you need. The more points you have, the better you're going to go on to the next bit that's probably going to piss off a lot of DPS users. So, removing advanced mechanics and weapon mastery bonuses. We are removing advanced mechanics and weapon mastery bonuses from the game. Take a breath. Okay, here's why. These mechanics introduced a range of problems to the current game. From general balance issues to one-off bugs to fundamental problems with players discovering them in the first place. They also limit how we can expand the game in the future and are just an ideal way to experience DCUO's core action combat gameplay. It is particularly troublesome that players using advanced mechanics / weapon masteries are able to deal such incredible amounts of damage. Many players are not aware of these mechanics, yet all content must be built around them. This leads to a huge gap between players, and while the concept of layers of player skill is wonderful, we definitely want to promote lenticular design. I have no idea what that word even means. Advanced mechanics in their current state actually stagnate the choices available to you and reduce your options for the future systems additions. Yeah, advanced mechanics pretty much boring. We want you to have more meaningful choices, not less. We want you to be able to use any and all of the abilities in your power set. We want there to be less confusion and less gap between those who are playing correctly and those who are not. We want skill to matter and be rewarded. But we also want people to build cool characters and have fun, even if they're not executing an advanced mechanics / weapon mastery perfectly. Therefore, we are removing advanced mechanics bonuses. This includes removing the tremendous bonus damage players see when executing the mechanics. This includes removing the enhanced power regeneration that implemented with advanced mechanics. This does not impact actual abilities, only the bonus damage. For example, this does not remove combos or pets from the games. This is not a silver bullet, but will be jumping off point for many new power set builds. So basically, they're leaving in the animations for the advanced mechanics. So if you want to keep doing them advanced mechanics, you can. That's completely okay. But you're not going to get that massive damage you used to get, and you're not going to get the power back that you used to get. So basically, they're just doing away with that mechanic, which is good in my mind because it's getting very tiring going into a raid and everybody's using the same loadout all the time. We are removing weapon mastery bonuses. Similar how to advanced mechanic bonus damage is being removed, the weapon mastery bonus damage component and power savings will be removed. Weapon mastery attacks themselves will remain. Now this one I'm a bit less happy about. The only reason is the only time I use weapon mastery is on my troll, and with my troll you do that weapon mastery or martial arts, you get that little bit of power back and you're just flying doing it. Like they are leaving in the animations just what it does when you do the animations correctly. They're taking that away, which for the support roles isn't really that great, but sure, we'll have our stats to back us up then. We will adjust damage potential and balance overall. Damage and non-damage rolls will be brought much closer to each other in terms of damage potential, with damage still at the top of the heap, but not 4 to 10 times like they currently are. So they're basically saying that they don't want the gap between, say, the healer, tank, and then at the bottom of the pile, and then massively way up and then millions and millions of damage to DPS. They kind of want to localize it and bring everybody closer together to to make it look like everybody's doing a bit, which I suppose if you're a scoreboard warrior it's a good thing, but to me it doesn't matter to me. Once I'm getting content done, I don't really care about that, the scoreboard. There are many reasons for this, but the most destructive one is the current NPCs need to be incredibly powerful in order to maintain the DPS balance. This results in one-shots, severe stacking of DPS rolls, choking instance queues, and widely varying performance between different groups of players. The fine-tuning of damage and the risk versus reward will be an ongoing process. So, like, it is removing the advanced mechanics. It's a good thing. Getting sick of seeing all the cookie cutter builds. I'm not sure about the weapon mastery with support roles, but it sounds like they're going in the correct direction. This brings us on to our last slide, and the top of the slide is enhancing superchargers. With the removal of advanced mechanics, the supercharge mechanic will fill a lot of gameplay and strategic holes that advanced mechanics filled previously. Superchargers are a straightforward mechanic for all players to master. They encourage loadout diversity and still allow for skillful strategic execution. That is extremely hard to say. We will also be bumping up the prevalence of supercharge uses. Over time, we expect you to be able to use these abilities more often and have other abilities that interact with them. This should even create scenarios and builds where you can focus on superchargers. So basically, they're giving some love to superchargers, which it's needed for a long time. I don't think there is any DPS that uses supercharge outside of mental. I don't see any, but I'm not 100% sure on this because I don't really play any other roles but fire and quantum. So well, let's move on. Modifying power and power regeneration. We are making modifications to the power regeneration mechanic so that maintaining your power is more clear and manageable. We want managing your power to be an individual skill. When in a group, a team skill between you and your controllers. We are currently prototyping solutions and will fill you in when solutions get closer to test. So basically, they're going to do something with changing the power and the power regen. They just don't know what it is yet, so that's why that article doesn't really explain much. It's just kind of, yeah, we're doing this, but we don't know what it is yet. And then removing PowerPoints. We are removing the existing PowerPoint system from the game. We want players to make meaningful choices when building characters, and we want to encourage diverse characters. We feel these choices are most meaningful at load out level, and that PowerPoints themselves only provide the illusion of choice and limitations. Going forward, all existing abilities will be granted automatically as you level. As a side benefit, this opens up new avenues and ways for us to extend the ability system in the future. Some of you might be wondering what will become of the iconic powers. The stats gains you previously found there will instead be found in The stat gains you previously found there will instead be found in new skill point 3, and the abilities themselves will also be purchased with skill points. Okay. So basically that means is from now on, as you level up, you gain a power. So you hit level 1, you gain a power, level 2, you gain a power. So all the way up to 30, you have every single power available to you with the power set that you have chosen. On the other end of that, I think with that last bit of confusing lines where explains that the likes of iconic powers, you'll buy them with skill points. Now there's a lot to be said, there's a lot to break down in this update and that patch notes. The parts I'm most interested in is the advanced mechanics going, the idea of all powers being available to you and all powers doing potentially the same amount of damage. That includes the likes of the iconic powers which have been left behind, superchargers which have been left behind. Honestly, in my opinion, they're going back a couple of years with the game to to where when it was good, but enhancing that experience we had maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So hopefully, I know it's going to be a horrible and tedious process, it always is with DC when they bring out something new, but the game looks like it's going in the right direction, and I'm delighted I'm back playing. Just on this is the end of the video now, so thanks for viewing. If you made it this far, I know it's a long video, and listening to my sugar Irish voice talking nonsense for God knows how long. If you like this kind of thing, please like, comment and subscribe. I hopefully will get another video out before Amazon Fury comes out. It's just explaining and detailing the new layout of the gear drops, and progressing with your gear and that kind of thing. But that's another video. Again, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.